My husband went missing for 2 days, then came back saying nothing happened. But I checked his phone and found something terrifying. It was a Friday night when my husband told me he was going out with friends for a few hours, just drinks, nothing serious. And I believed him because he's always been that guy, dependable, calm, never lies, at least not that I knew of. He kissed our son goodnight and walked out around 8 p.m. By 11. I texted him to check in, and he didn't reply, which was weird because he always does. I stayed up until 2 a.m. and still nothing. The calls went straight to voicemail by morning. I was panicking. I called his friends. None of them knew where he was. One said he never even showed up at the bar. I went to the police. They said I had to wait 48 hours before filing a missing person report. Those 2 days felt like I was drowning. I couldn't sleep, couldn't eat. I just stared at the door waiting. Every time I heard a car pass by, my heart stopped. Then Monday morning around 6 a.m., I heard the door unlock, and there he was standing like nothing happened. He looked tired. His shirt was wrinkled. His phone was dead, but he smiled and said, "Babe, I'm sorry. My phone died, and I crashed at a coworker's house. We drank too much, and I didn't want to drive home." I stared at him, confused, angry, hurt, but he kept repeating. It was nothing, that he was sorry and that he just needed sleep. I didn't believe him, not fully. Something felt off. He wouldn't say which coworker he stayed with. He avoided eye contact and refused to hand me his phone. Then later that night when he was in the shower, I checked the small drawer where he hides his backup phone. Yes, he keeps an old one, just for files, he says. And guess what? It was still charged and not password protected. What I found made my stomach twist. There were photos from that weekend, selfies of him smiling with a woman I had never seen before, in a house I had never been in, and messages between them saying things like, "I've never felt this alive, and I wish I could stay longer, and I miss you already." I took screenshots and waited till he got out. I didn't scream, I didn't cry. I just asked who she was, and he froze like someone hit pause on him. Then he tried to lie, at first saying she was just an old friend. He bumped into that. They got caught up talking, and he forgot the time. But I showed him the photos, and he broke down, said he was sorry, said it was a mistake, said he felt lost lately, and she gave him some kind of escape. I asked if he loved her, and he said no. I asked if he slept with her, and he said yes. I left the room, went into our son's room, and watched him sleep. And all I could think was, how did we get here? We had a quiet life. We were happy, or at least I thought we were, and now everything felt like a lie. I didn't speak to him for 3 days. He kept trying to talk, trying to explain, but I couldn't hear it. My mind was just noise. Eventually, I told him to leave. I needed space to think, to breathe, and maybe I'll forgive him one day. Maybe for our son, maybe for myself. But what broke me more than the cheating was how easily he looked me in the eye and said nothing happened. Like those 2 days meant nothing. Like our years together could be erased with one lie. I still wake up sometimes hoping it was just a bad dream, but it wasn't. And now I have to decide if I want to heal with him or without him. And either choice feels like a battle I never asked to fight.